Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Scarlet. We are back in school, back in Mesagosa, back in school. There are new classes, I checked. Oh, the nurse is there too. So we're going to take a look around and we're also going to knock out these classes this episode. Yes we are, yes we are. Let's talk to her first. Oh hey Kaleo, sorry you were looking for me. I've been away from the nurse's office lately. Did you need something from me? Yes. Are your Pokemon hurt? Just a sec. Here you go, little first aid. You must really be having an adventure out there, judging from those scrapes and cuts. I have cuts? You've never fallen once. Oh yeah, I guess it's pretty unusual for me to be out of the nurse's office like this. Well, I'm actually doing a bit of studying. No way! Though I try my best at the health teacher certification exam one more time, you can do it. Just so you know, it's totally not because I'm inspired by a certain somebody working hard at their treasure hunt, okay? Well, maybe I am just a little bit. So you know, thanks, hee yeah, hee. My break time's almost over. I know you'll be cheering me on. I feel trusted. You got it, Miss Miriam. You got it, Miss Miriam. Oh, you have a band-aid. Never noticed that. My brain, it's visible. Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, little lag. Anybody else? Anybody else? Need a pep talk? Hey, did you know that the school was started 100 years ago? Yeah, I passed the test, dude. Anybody else need a pep talk? Some words of inspiration? Anybody? Okay. Anybody else? Ooh. Ah, yes. Mr. Jacques, I have completed 200 Pokemons. I can only assume you're going to exponentiate that to 400, which is, I think, the total of all of the Pokedex. I see you've already registered 200 species of Pokemon in your Pokedex for me. From the mountains, the sea? No way! Pokemon's in places like this? Oh man! Sorry about that, I get a little excited. My Pokemon research is moving along super duper splendidly thanks to you. Here, take this. 20 quick balls. I just bought some. For your next go, it's finally time to go for a complete Pokedex. Aim for 400 species. That's not gonna happen because I don't have friends. Unless I befriend people. Just for really just the starters. I need the cat, Sprigatito. Sprigatito! Director. Clive! I know it's you, Clive. Ah, Master Kaleo, how kind of you to stop by. I must say I'm pleased to see you on school grounds again. Travel and adventure certainly have their place, but it does one good to attend class well, no? Speaking of which, there is something I would like very much to ask you. I understand you have joined a variety of classes during your time here at the Academy, but if I may ask, which of our faculty members has made the most favorable impression on you? Favorable impression? Oh man. Honestly, Miss Ryford, she just looks so interesting. Oh, Miss Ryford from history class, you say? Yes, she is a fine teacher, extremely discerning in her interest. We are truly blessed to have so many wonderful teachers and staff members at the Naranja Academy. I firmly believe that our faculty is second to none in their commitment to our students' ongoing education and well-being. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, Mr. Kaleo. Does that change anything? Became even closer with Dr. Clavel. Does this change anything? Is something gonna happen? Nothing else? Then we begin with our classes. Biology 4 with Mr. Jacques. Hello, hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. You all did really great in the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little question at the end too. I'll be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading into the last half of our class together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow just like our Pokemon. Evolution! Today we're going to learn about the fascinating Pokemon phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As your Pokemon battle and level up and get stronger, and some of you Pokemon, once leveled up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increases, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolved states. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button. Say it with me if you already know. To cancel evolution, press the B button. How meta. That's right, everybody. B for best answer. The Pokemon you want. The button you want when you need to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after a Pokemon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. Soon after. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Everstone and keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that the requirements for evolution differ from Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item, such as a Firestone, Thunderstone. Others may have to learn a specific moves to defeat a specific Pokemon in battle. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilate is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... No! No, we're out of time. Thank you all for your attention. I have 5? No, I have 6 gym badges. Does this mean there's 6 classes I have to take? Biology 5. Mr. Jacques. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Before we get going, do you remember the final question from our midterm exam? Well, Dr. Clavel found out about it and somehow I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at him. He must have noticed all the color flushed right out of my face. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about colors as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration, or shinies. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of their same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? It's gotta be a lot. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? The probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg, too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that the shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon. And when you have it in your bag, can you believe that? This claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. That's all for today. Thanks for your attention. Is there a biology number 6 because I have the 6 badge? No, there isn't. Okay. Miss Time, I fought your sister just a while ago. Oops, sorry. everyone. Well done in the midterm exam. Some of you earned perfect scores and others seem to have a bit of trouble, but I can tell that you all tried your very best. I am quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume that this means you have all come to love numbers. Stay sharp and try your best for the rest of my classes too. Speaking of staying sharp, do you know how that word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right, it has to do with a stat boost. Pokemon stats can increase and fall throughout the course of battle, correct? There's a midterm and I'm sure there's a final exam. Oh boy. For example, if a Pokemon uses a move Walk Up, its attack and special attack stats will rise by 1 stage each. And as you may know, each time a Pokemon's attack and special attack raises 1 stage, moves affected by that will deal 50% more damage. If that same Pokemon from our previous example were to use Work Up again, both its attack and special attack will have risen by 2 stages. That results in 100% increase in damage dealt, making its move twice as strong. Swords Dance, here comes the question. Swords Dance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double damage after just a single use. Using Swords Dance twice will boost the Pokemon's attack stat by 4 stages. Wait, what? Swords Dance twice. How much more damage? 4 stages. It's not quadruple, because it's how much damage by 4 stages. Double, no, because it's 50, 50, 100, then 50, 50 again, 200. Oh no, 3 double. Oh, dang. So, each stage, special attack that is raised increased by damage of 50%. So being raised 4 stages would result in a 4 times 50% or 200% increase. 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. Base damage of a move is 100%, so adding 200% gives it 300%. Triple damage. I see. And there's the matchup type and critical hit damage and other factors that play into calculations as well, so even a small boost must be taken seriously. By the way, if a stat simply rose, that means it was gone up by 1 stage. If it rose sharply, that's 2 stages. And rose drastically. Oh, okay, I was confused. Because there was a moment in Pokemon where it would say Pokemon stats increase, and then Pokemon stats greatly increase, which was 2. Pokemon stats sharply increase was 3. That has now been changed. Sharply is 2, drastically is 3. I understand. Today's lesson was difficult. Be sure to order and stay sharp. Yes. Okay. Rose sharply, drastically. I get it. I get it. Silas like, you want to take math again? What is wrong with you? Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to view the last class material in order to stay sharp? Oh, I know it was a little difficult with all that talk of multiplication and percentages and the like, but today we'll be talking about percentages again to learn about probability. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100% or 100%, 100. So if you were to use tackle 100 times, you could expect to hit it all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%. That means you could expect it to hit 60 times in 100 uses. To put that another way, out of 100 uses, you could expect it to miss 40 times. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy, so when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with stronger but less accurate moves, you're already studying probability. Let me see here, perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be a good example of this discussion. Surf has a power of 90, its accuracy is 100, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourself? Depends on the situation. Oh my, so you're always considering various possibilities, Kaleo. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there's not. You're free to use any move you wish. Factors like Pokemon power or power points or number of targets hit may make some moves more suited to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Oh yeah, oh yes, ever since the good old days. Personally, I am more invested in debating the rock-type moves, Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Tell me, I could get really worked up talking about these moves, but oh my, that's the bear, what a shame. Next class will be the last of our time together, so show up 100% ready to go. The last? History class. I like Miss Ryford's class. I like history in general. And learning Pokemon history, my god, am I a nerd. Learning in a video game. A Pokemon. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented us today. Excuse me. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by the midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Nice. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures found from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east, why is east capitalized? From the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Oh. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Ah, perfect timing to make eye contact, Kaleo. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Wooden planks? These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider this paper substitute's treasure, they must have been of superb quality. That, or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teaching written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Oh ho, is it the time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you are interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Oh. Should I be looking at the thing? Just in case. Oh, there's some new things in between. Hello, you scared me. Are you here to eat? Oh no, I'm here for anything food related at all. I'm not here for anything food related. I was just walking around the entrance hall and I felt this intense gaze that I told you about before. Oh, someone was staring at her again. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria has only one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they followed me in here. Someone comes just now. That's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, maybe I'll go start up a conversation myself. I could have been a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you were here with me. You got it, Miss Time. Got your back, dog. Where's that kid? Stop scaring Miss Time. She's a lovely, lovely lady who has a crazy sister. They both got talent. Leave her alone. Get it? Leave her alone. This way in the cafeteria. I saw Miss Rightford earlier. Look at her pants. Why, if it isn't Kaleo from Class 1A, are you perhaps interested in the rest of the old tale I was? I sure am. It is convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, and a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? The music has stopped. Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokemon. The legendaries. As these Pokemon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at that time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokemon were then sealed away somewhere in Paldea. So what do you think? Would you say this story is just make-believe? Nope! Very astute. I have read many historical disaster reports, personal journals, and the like. There is much to support the truth of this story. If I'm able to prove the story's veracity myself, I will be sure to let you know. Yes. Miss Ryfort. My brain is invisible. My brain. I like your chongo. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? No. Back to class we go. History 5! Yes! Yes, Psyduck. History. Yes. Psy-yi-yi! Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you all remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the Great Crater of Paldea and its interior, Area 0. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached the depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was Area 0 Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kind. Among the list of the team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literacy talent to record the event of the expedition and publish them. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Kaleo. Let's see if you're paying attention. Area Zero Expedition. The correct name of this team was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of their activities was written by the expedition member Heath, can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Scarlet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Nice. I will do so. After I'm done with my content. Oh, I'm yawning so much. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's nighttime. Try not to yawn so much, I apologize. It is currently about to be 2. Getting a little hungry. I'm recording, gonna try and record, this is my 3rd video, 4th video, so I can have that ready. We're halfway there, and now time for another lesson. It will prets. Are you ready? Très bon response. Great answer. Merci, my friends. I knew I could count on your stars. Leading up to the end term, we learned all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, though, I'll be throwing a curveball for we begin listening comprehension. Vas-y, go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. Pikachu. French Pikachu. As usual, French. If he's not French, he would be from. If he is, he'd be from Kalos. I think before I said I thought he was a Lowland because of the things in the back there. But if he speaks the way he speaks, it might be from Kalos. As you just heard, Pokemon can use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning, just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of food or whether there may be predators nearby. My accent is terrible. The same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so aujourd'hui today, that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. Je t'en prie, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. Pika. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Well, his face doesn't change. Pikachu says, Pika. It's using an angry voice. That's right, I have my little Pikachu friend here pretend to be angry for us. Do you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everybody! The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon, you might gain a deeper understanding of them. That having been said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while washing them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu just demonstrated. Well, adios, matane, a la prochaine, see you later everyone. Matane. Pam pam pam, ba ba da da da, da 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 da. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you are doing marvelously well. It's time for another of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oh, Jesus. I would expect no less from my excellent friend. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Ajahwe, today we will once again be focusing on listening. Voici, go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. Pikachu. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon cries may sound different depending on what he wants to say. Ajahwe, today, that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Je t'en prie, if you will be so kind, Pikachu. Pika. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? Its voice seems a little lower pitched, too. What emotions do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey? Lower pitch? Ding ding ding, that's right, Galeo, fantastic. When Pikachu says... Kinda sounds like what they sound like when we encounter them. Its expression, it's expressing sadness. Kind of makes you want to cry, doesn't it? That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Haha, funny joke, right? Funny joke. Haha, it's funny, man. Do you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Haha, Pikachu! Okay, I'm sorry. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you hear one of the Pokemon making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that, though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Another lesson from Pokemon. Another life lesson from Game Freak. Adios, madane. I don't know the language I'm using. I do not know the accent I'm trying to use. I am tired. Battle studies. Miss Dendra. Dendra. Dangerous Dendra. Dangerous. Dangerous. Another day, another round of battles. Also, let's get right into it. You all gave everything you had on the midterm exams. Well done. We'll resume our regular classes today, so keep up with the energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? If you do, your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items for you. And that's not all. If there's a wild Pokemon near where you sent your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. We call those auto battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. And if your Pokemon wins, it'll get XP points just like it would in a regular battle. If you would make use of these battles, they can be a really efficient way to train your party. loses an auto battle, it'll come back with a small amount of HP left. Make sure to heal it up right away. Whole class is a one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? Can I catch wild Pokemon? How do I stop it? If you let your Pokemon battle on its own, it will keep going until its opponent is defeated. If you want to catch a wild Pokemon, you'll need to battle by issuing commands instead. I see. Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are out there battling for us, their trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible, and if it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Also, this goes without saying, but Pokemon with low HP are already worn out, so probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if the trainer and their Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. Bing, bing, bing. Class is over now. Take care, you little rascals. It's funny that the ones that go to school all look like kids, and the adults with students in their title are out and about. Miss Dendra. Delicate Dendra. Another day, another round of battles. Also, I hope you gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. Making good use of the Pokemon. Yes, yes, yes. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? I sure hope so, because it's pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. League points. Looks like you're already a TM machine pro, new kid. My name is Kaleo, teacher. The correct answer is League points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TMs, technical machines. But that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials with a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. Oh man. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that, got it? Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make Anyways, you may also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on materials you need to gather. Oh. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials, and if you want to get hold of lots of materials, you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Oh no, that's the bell. Take care, you little rascals. Bye, Medicham. Three more to go. 2 more to go. 4 more to go. Are we gonna see Professor Gibble? Hello class, it's I, Hazel, yet again. I am pleased to say that everyone did well with the midterm exams. As a reward for all of your hard work today, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy! Brassy, please come in. Greetings. Who's this guy? He's short. I am Brassius. I am an artist, and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius here mainly creates three-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora, found in Artisan. Many of you who challenged the Artisan Gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. I have not been there yet. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. I hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend this house's class. Old Hass is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is especially thanks to Haas that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy, I've nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you will guide this class in a way only you can. Of course. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Haas mentioned, surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone here tell me what my mood was when I crafted its detached expression? Surrendering. No, completely and utterly wrong. When I made the sculpture, I had surrendered all hope. I was prepared to give up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. Yes, exactly. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Haas. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details, but in the end I was able to leave all that behind. And that is also when I crafted the Sunflora. Remarkable. Even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that your adolescence will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires. So long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit I am beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Huss. And farewell to your pupils as well. Oh, brother! I can't believe it! Such a wonderful class, thank you so much! He broke down, oh my gosh. Power of art. Yes, power of art. Another class, eh? Almost there. Get sleep. Arabia. Hello class, it is I, Hazel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassius' story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry. Oh look, Arvin's here. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? As the name would imply, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered practically beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive tree from the hill on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites, Fury Falls and Casa Royale Falls. Then there's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as the Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff in Glaciado Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the three-pronged cliff on Glacial Mountain? No need to grasp for straws. Grasp? Sorry. Exactly, it looks like a hand taking a hold of something, doesn't it, Cleo? The three-pronged cliff of Glaciado Mountain is in fact known as Glaciado's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon's hand and grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province, where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant. How brilliant is it? It is known as the Million-Volt Sky. Ha 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 ha! I hear it's quite a hotspot for dates, and deservedly so for having such romantic view. I imagine it's... What do kids say these kids do a very long time? Fleek selfie spot. Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its very own way. Take a chance. Okay. Almost there. One more class, or one more subject, 2 classes. And it's with Big Boy, Mr. Saguaro. Put away your phone, it's time to begin class. Though some of you had to retake the midterm even multiple times, I am glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. I feel honored to see that the knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life have taken root in all of you. I trust that you will work just as hard as your life skills in the second half of the course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which was inspired by a question I received on the subject of meal powers. The subject who asked this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary arts. He tells me that the regular research culinary technique on his own and pays careful attention to. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yes, despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal power. So tell me, Master Kaleo, since you did quite well in your midterm exam, what should this man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? Is that Arvin over there again? Was he? Oh, you were gonna say Arvin, weren't you? Oh no. He should make food more often. Effectiveness. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich with others, you will be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, in which turn make it possible to receive meal powers increased effectiveness. My gosh. This applies more broadly as well. When dealing with a difficult issue, working with others to solve that issue may be the best course of action. I am sure that Arvin will likewise work with friends to craft his sandwiches. Oh, he just called them out. Ahem. To identify the male student is not a matter of piracy, so I would ask that you do not pry too deeply. Our time together has come to an end. even come to an end for today, bid you farewell. My gosh, I need a break. One more class. I'll take a break. I'm getting sleepy. I've been waking up early for the past 3 days. Okay, one more to go. Sit up straight. One more to go. Sit up straight. Need a snack. Put away your phones, time to begin the class. While you're out performing field work with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? And I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. I'm speaking of it becoming filthy! Pokemon battle, they get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by winds and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I have seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing this issue. It is deplorable. Let me ask you this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Yes, Master Kaleo. What should you do if the Pokemon is dirty? Pat it on the head. Clean it up. Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is, of course, simply common sense. While you are having a picnic, you can approach the Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. One such action is putting them through what I like to call the Pokemon wash. In other words, you are able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth when they simply wash it away with spray water. This will get your Pokemon clean and shining bright as a Terra Jewel. It is certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore HP and cure status conditions. However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed, or that they would rather not get wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Now, the most important point that I must mention is that some Pokemon like to be dirty. Though I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. Our time together has come to an end. I bid thee farewell. Oh man, I'm yawning a lot. We're almost done. Almost done. Just one quick check around the school. Biology lab. One quick walk around the school. Oh my dear Kaleo. Thanks to you for advice from before, Palmy as well, just see for yourself. It seems very quiet. Yes, it's feeling better, but this particular Palmy may just be a bit meek, I suppose. I had Nurse Miriam take a look as well, and she says there's nothing wrong with it health-wise. So it shouldn't have any injuries, ailments, or the like. Even so, I never utter so much as a cry, which is odd. That part has even Mr. Jacques so stumped. Sorry that I couldn't be any help. N'était que passe. Don't worry about it. I have some more information now, thanks to the Academy security cameras though. It seems Palmy was attacked by a wild Pokemon and fled here to the Academy grounds. Maybe it's still in a bit of shock from that experience and can't bring itself to speak yet. Yep, if that's the case, there's absolutely no problem with keeping quiet. Pas de problème. We can just attendre, wait, that is, until it feels like talking. That's all we can do, really. Even if you can't speak all sorts of languages, there's some guarantee that you can understand what's going on in someone's heart. But fear no fear, have no fear, I won't give up. Now I'll keep on trying until we figured each other out. My accent is terrible. Feel trusted. Accent is terrible. Hazel. Oh, why hello there, young Kaleo. I'm sorry I was lost in the thought and didn't notice you approach. I feel I must begin to apologize for what transpired in the schoolyard. Didn't bother me. That is the very magnanimous of you. That woman who showed up as a dragon tamer and a relative of mine, I might add. You see, I come from a very long line of trainers who specialize in dragon-type Pokemon. There was a child in our family who was expected to stand at its head and lead it to greatness. The young lad, rebellious little fellow that he was, ran away from home one day. He made quite the show of it too, swearing he'd make a living with music. A lot happened since then, and now he's the art teacher of the Elite Four member before you. Oh, you. After I so rudely took... Wait, the music change. I leave during our last conversation, my dear relative encouraged me to give up teaching and return home at last. I've been told the current leader of my family, that is to say my father, is in poor health. Oh, but I do apologize. Perhaps I am not cut out for teaching after all. What sort of teacher grumbles on and on at his own student? You're a great teacher. Ah, dear Kaleo, you have no idea how much your words mean to me. Thank you so very much. You are a great teacher. Still investigating, Beanie beanie, beanie beanie beanie, beanie beanie beanie, beanie beanie beanie, beanie beanie beanie. Mummy's doing great, just a bit quiet, Dr. Clavel. Oh, Mr. Kaleo, there is something that I would very much like to ask for your help with. What is it? Well, you see, I don't want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors of an incredibly sweet condiment that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. I absolutely must experience that ambrosial sweetness for myself. You are the only one who knows of my insatiable sweet tooth, thus I have no one else I can turn to help in this matter. I cannot go looking for this condiment myself, lest I destroy the image students have of me. I will repay you for your troubles, of course. Give it some thought if this piques your interest. In the meantime, I will gather what information I can about this incredibly sweet condiment. I will share what I can with you as soon as I have more detailed information. He wants candy. You get a chance to speak to her? Not yet? Okay. Miss Dandridge in the nurse's office? Oh no, she's injured. No way, no way, no way! Come on, Miriam, just try it. Miss Dandridge. Ah, great timing, new kid. It's Kaleo. Nurse Miriam here won't try my sandwich I made. Well, duh, I don't want to get a stomachache. You won't, probably. I still remember that sandwich you made me with meat filling and meat for bread. That one really messed me up bad. I hadn't trained in the art of sandwich making yet. Back then I was young and thoughtless. Young and thoughtless? That was last month. So as you can see, I'm not getting anywhere trying to persuade her. Even after I went through the intensive sandwich making training. kind of makes me sad. She went through intensive sandwich making training. She worked really hard. Ugh. I guess I have no choice if you got one of our cute little students on your side. She keeps flirting with me. So fine. I'll try your sandwich. Let's see it. Yes! I knew you'd come around. Here it is. Munch, munch, munch. It's a little strongly flavored, but I guess it's not bad. Woohoo! My training paid off! I'm so glad my sandwich pleases the great Nurse Miriam. I look up to you, you know. I feel trusted by Miss Dandra. Thank you for trying it, and thanks to you too, new kid. It's Kaleo. Been here for half the school year. And she's run off again, that's weird. But that's just how Miss Dandra is, I guess. She's always coming into the nurse's office with some injury or another. Don't call her Mimi. Nope. Okay. So that is it, everyone. A whole hour of being at school, and me falling asleep in class with my yawning. I do apologize. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If this video put you to sleep, put it on before you go to bed, and like and subscribe before you go to bed, before you get some shut-eye. Just have it play in the background, because, you know, if my yawning made you yawn, then you'll probably fall asleep. And if my yawning did not make you yawn, psychology test studies have shown you're probably a psychopath. So, in any case, like and subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see you guys on the really good adventure of the next one. I think we're going to take on a Team Star member, if I remember correctly. Alright, later guys, bye-bye. I pressed the wrong button.